Hi, my name is Joe Mohan and I have done my psychology studies in education and also on how brain learns. And as a corporate trainer, I have had the privilege of training various corporates around the world on various skills. And today I'm going to talk about one such skill which can definitely change our lives. Intelligence is a term we are very familiar with. We relate this term with people who tend to show high academic achievements or good job performance or even successful careers. Researchers over the years have developed scales as objective and as precise as possible to measure intelligence, and they called it intelligence quotient or IQ. Many of us decide a person's ability to perform at a particular role through his or her IQ score. It measures various aspects like reasoning, verbal skills, spatial ability, attention, and even memory. But none of this intelligence would really count if one lacks emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence, or EI or EQ? In simplest of terms, it is the ability to recognize and understand emotions in yourself and others, and the ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. There are a lot of signs that indicate a low EQ or EI. For example, difficulties in understanding how others feel, having unexpected emotional outbursts, lack of empathy, trouble making and keeping friends, being unable to deal with emotional situations, or getting stressed very easily, or even jumping to conclusions or making assumptions really quick, getting offended too often, getting into a lot of arguments, or not being aware of one's emotional triggers, even not knowing how to convey emotions in words. So as you can see, these basic emotional problems could actually hamper you seriously or sometimes less in various parts of life, be it basic necessity like compassion, which is quintessential for world peace, or another basic virtue like patience, which is essential for the well-being of personal or professional relationships. Emotional intelligence silently plays a very important part in our lives. So how can we improve our emotional intelligence or EQ? There are broadly 4 elements to emotional intelligence, and if we can work on these 4 areas, we can certainly improve our emotional intelligence quotient. First is self-awareness, then comes self-regulation, then comes empathy, and then is social relationships. Let's look at all these one by one in detail. Self-awareness is being aware of our emotional self, understanding our emotions, their triggers, what helps us keep them in control, and so on. Self-regulation is the ability to manage these emotions, even in the most adverse of situations, and also to manage these emotions in a way to improve our decision-making skills in our everyday lives. Developing empathy. One of the most important aspects of emotional intelligence is being able to understand how others around us are feeling. Empathy is a key aspect of emotional intelligence. Then comes social relationships. Maintaining good relations with people in our lives is highly linked with emotional intelligence. So when I understood about emotional intelligence, I made a conscious effort to work towards improving all these 4 elements of emotional intelligence in my life. And trust me, that has helped me improve my relationships with my friends, my family, my work relationships, and with my clients. And you can also see these differences yourself. So now that you know how important it is to have a high emotional quotient, perhaps more important than a high IQ, you must work upon your EQ to get maximum benefits out of life. It will help you with more efficient work performance as well as more satisfying relationships all around you and personal sense of appreciation of your own self. Emotional intelligence, even though underrated all these years, is now coming up as one of the important traits to be developed in human beings. Several schools have designed curriculums in order to develop emotional intelligence in children, and that is really the age to begin cultivating these traits. I have done my bachelor's in psychology, and my major was in educational psychology. And during my research, I have also paid attention to how brain learns. So on one side, when we talk about intelligence, which is the logical and the reasoning part of the brain, we should also pay attention to the emotional part of a being, because only then it becomes balanced. So if I have to look at a complete holistic development of a child or of an individual, I would always look at it from both of these angles. So when we're talking about IQ or intelligence in general, emotional intelligence cannot be ignored. When we look at both of these things and develop it, that's when I would say it's a holistic development of a child. Emotional intelligence is also taken up in several organizations for their employees because they have understood the impact it can have on their results. And that can definitely give them healthier work environment and yield better results. All this, in turn, is helping the world become a better place for all of us. And it's very easy to understand because emotionally intelligent person is definitely going to be happy. When a person is happy, his performance increases. When his performance increases, definitely the productivity is better. And we have happier, better productive, and better performing people all around us. Hence, the world becomes a happy place for all of us.